We're going to start with this corporate media news clip where they're reporting on who is paying for Atlanta's Cop City.
And folks, you've heard a lot about who wants to stop the plan to build this massive training facility, but who supports it and who's going to pick up the tab?
Our investigative team is following the money tonight to get you answers. Faith Jesse joining us now. Faith, what did you find out here?
Well, guys, according to property records, the city of Atlanta now owns the sprawling DeKalb County location, but taxpayers are only expected to foot about 1/3 of the estimated $90 million price tag. That means the nonprofit Atlanta Police Foundation is working to raise millions for construction. So here's the question: where do they get the funding? The organization says private sector companies fund its projects, and we looked at the tax filings, which shows 80% of the money.
Look at all the capitalists that wants these police to be trained in urban warfare. I mean, to me, that's amazing. What does Delta Airlines need to invest in urban warfare for? What does Equifax have to invest in urban warfare for? Waffle House? I mean, UPS? What is UPS? Delivering packages? You need urban warfare? And Home Depot? Like, again, like why do these companies want to invest in what they want to call a training facility, but it's training for urban warfare? And then having the people pay for, I think she said, 1/3 of it. Yeah, I mean, what is the Waffle House there for? What is going on? And let me see if I can find the tweet here. Actually, let's stay with the because there's a tweet by Kamal Black Power Media where he has this list. I want to know if it's a little more on there, because it felt like he had a couple of more names on the list that he had. So we're gonna go to that after this clip here.
Comes from private donations. Its board filled with executives from nearly all of Atlanta's big name companies. Let's take a look at some of them. Waffle House, you see Equifax, Wells Fargo, the Home Depot, Delta, just to name a few. It reads like a who's who of corporate Atlanta, right? Public tax records do lag behind, so it's not yet clear exactly how much money is coming into the foundation from these companies for this project. But here's what we can tell you. We can tell you that in 2020, the organization had more than $24 million in assets and liabilities. So this is what we do know right now. We're continuing to follow the money for you, digging through the documents to find out just how much these major companies are contributing to this project.
All right, Faith, thank you so much.
All right, so let's go to the next one. That kind of gives us a little background on who's funding it. We're going to go back to Twitter for this next one. And the next one, is this a clip? Yeah, this is a clip. So now a lot of the segment is assuming you know what happened, the murder of the protester, the climate protester who was murdered, what precipitated this. So the climate protester was murdered. Now there's this precipitated an uprising. And then from this uprising, people protesting the killing and the murder by police of this climate protester. 6 people were arrested after a peaceful protest over a proposed police training ground turned violent in Atlanta, police said. You notice the police said part? Why don't they get what somebody else says? Also, why don't they go to witnesses and report witnesses, do reporting, But let's listen, or let's watch this video that they put out here. Police vehicle set on fire in downtown Atlanta. And there's more footage we're gonna show of this. Let's see. Let's go to the next one. So again, this is actually the Peruvian protest. That's not the Cop City, but Cop City protest is looks similar. So let's get to that. There's a lot going on, man. I just can't believe what's happening in Peru, what's happening in France. Just a lot to cover. So here we are, a little more footage of the burning cop car. So let's play it. I don't know if it's sound. Oh, there we go. Anytime I move it backwards, it does that. I don't know if it's sound or just, you can hear the crackling of something, but I don't think there's a person talking. It looked like almost a news clip. I don't think there's a person talking here. But we shall see. All right, we have to scroll down again. That's the Peruvian story, which wow, what's happening in Peru is just amazing. So, all right, so here's the video, and we shall play it. It should be fine now. Yeah.
Burning cop car. Got police with rifles. Yeah, I thought. Police with AR style rifles.
So it looped again. So that was pretty good footage of some of what was going on with at least the police car. Let's see. Forest defenders marching to the park after blocking traffic at Moreland Avenue at Euclid. They continue to chant "Stop Cop City." Some of the group continues to throw bird shooters in the middle of the road, impacting traffic. So this is just a little footage of the protesting here. Man, here it says protesters have started chanting to shut down Cop City. About 100 demonstrators are out, and several of them tell me they don't want money spent on another police training facility, but instead for social services programs and the homeless. Now the video we watched, the corporate news video, was also 11 Alive News, which is in Atlanta. This reporter evidently is a reporter for them, Emmy-winning, news reporter. This is Dawn White who's putting this video out. So let's listen Let's see if it'll play if I do this.
Police. No killer. Police. No justice. No peace. No racist. Police. No killer. Police. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. Stop Cop City. Stop Cop City. Stop Cop City.
Oh, I guess that was it. And then there's also footage of, and it says, let me read the caption. Cop City protesters are throwing rocks at Atlanta Police Foundation building, which is the police department in downtown Atlanta. Is that the police department or police? Maybe it is. They also set off fireworks and spray painted the building. So let's listen to this footage. Crowd's getting louder. Okay. There's a lot of these little clips where I'm showing just to get a full understanding. This looks like the other side of that same cop car that we saw on one side. So, cop car torched and police foundation building attacked in Atlanta tonight. In revenge for the murder of young forest defender by armed police this week. This is only the beginning. Time to stop police violence. Time to stop Cop City. And let's let it loop and then we'll play it here.
An Atlanta police vehicle is on fire. Yeah, we should back up. Back up, everybody. Or those shots are from the car. That is actually kind of dangerous. But an Atlanta police vehicle is on fire. Yeah, we should back up. Back up, everybody. Or those shots are from the car.
Yeah. Oh.
That is actually kind of dangerous.
Okay. Let's also go now. When the protester, the climate protester was shot, 7 other people were charged during that time, and we read this article in that story. But I just wanted to, for those that may not have seen that segment in that other stream where we covered this article, you can go check that out. But just to tell you, 7 other people were charged with terrorism charges, not just trespassing, but terrorism charges. And I can't remember the exact name or name of the charge, but yes. And let's now keep moving here. Cop City. All right, so now let's go to my notes here. So the next thing is a print article I have here that I want to bring up. And this one is corporate media. I don't know how to get rid of this thing, or do I just go up? All right, so there we go. All right, so there we go. All right, and the headline is charges announced for those arrested in protests over controversial Cop City and fatal police shooting of activists. Police have released the charges for the 6 people who were arrested Sunday evening in downtown Atlanta, authorities said, during protests that came in response to a proposed police training facility and the fatal shooting of an activist earlier in the week. And they just talk about some of the charges here. But let's read this part. The protests came in response to a planned 90 million, 85-acre law enforcement training facility dubbed Cop City by its opponents. And just days after the police killing of 26-year-old activist Manuel Esteban, I'm just going to say Manuel Esteban Paz Terran, near the site of the training camp. And Manuel, 26 years old, murdered. And then tried to say he shot up they were shot up on first. But anyway, this is CNN on that article. Now I want to bring up an independent news source here where they can give a lot more detail about actually what happened with the murder of Manuel. And this one is titled Rally in Solidarity with Fight to Stop Cop City Spread After Police Murder Forest Defender. And where am I? Wait a minute here. Sorry, it's popped me down quickly. All right, so right here is where I need to start. All right, so here we go. Across the U.S., people held vigils to mourn the police murder of forest defender Manuel Terran, it could be, 26, also known as Turgita, on Wednesday, January 18th. That was 4 days ago. And to rally in solidarity with the struggle against the destruction of the Wiline forest and the construction of the counterinsurgents training facility known as Cop City, as Unicorn Riot wrote. And listen to this. A protester was shot and killed by police Wednesday morning in the midst of a multi-jurisdictional raid on the Atlantic Forest, also known as the Weelaunee Forest in DeKalb County, southeast of Atlanta. The identity of the protester is currently unknown. We've already mentioned his name. A Georgia state trooper was reportedly also shot during the raid and is currently undergoing surgery at Grady Memorial Hospital, according to police source. This is all according to police so far. So at least 3 other protesters were reportedly arrested during the raid and were charged with aggravated assault on a police safety officer and domestic terrorism. A forest defender who was present during the raid and spoke with Unicorn Riot under conditions of anonymity reported hearing 10 to 12 gunshots all at once, followed by a loud boom. The GBI, or Georgia Bureau of Investigation, which is leading the investigation into the incident, said that the killing occurred after police were fired on by the protesters. This is an independent source. Protesters, however, have questioned this narrative, quote, calling on legal observers and journalists, end quote, to launch an independent investigation of the incident. Quote, since January 6, 2022, activists and community members fighting to defend the Atlanta forest and stop Cop City have been demanding that officers stop bringing weapons into the forest after APD pointed their weapons at a peaceful protester, said the Atlanta Community Press Collective in a press release. And here is that press release. Atlanta Community Press Collective. Recap of the day: multi-agency raid of the Walani Forest. Police murdered a forest defender. Continued raid as though nothing happened. Police story changes throughout the day. Contradicts account from neighbors of the forest and forest defenders. Huge vigil takes to the streets. Activists with the Defend the Atlanta Forest have a forest effort have challenged the official account and argued that no activists fired upon officers. The Atlanta Solidarity Fund, an organization providing legal support to activists, said it was planning to pursue a vigorous legal strategy to examine the circumstances surrounding the protesters' death. Quote, "We are committed to finding out what actually happened," end quote, said Marlon Kuntz, an organizer with the Solidarity Fund. Critics said the Cop City project would disrupt and expand of green space and disrupt the community, or disturb and expand of green space and disturb the community around it. Quote, "People don't want gunfire and bomb detonations to be the soundtrack of their neighborhoods." Bentley Huggins, a local organizer who lives nearby, said while attending a vigil for the protester on Wednesday. And we can pause there. And I'm going to go back to Twitter and show you a couple of more videos and then finish out with this article. It's astonishing. All police have to say is, "Oh, they shot," and that's it. "Oh, they shot," and that's it. How could, I mean, do we put it past police killing this person and then being shot by friendly fire and blaming it on the protesters?